Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to film a pregnancy Q&A. So a few days ago, almost a week ago actually, I asked on my Instagram for questions to film this Q&A, so I am finally filming it. I apologize for the wet hair. I don't like filming with wet hair, but I literally just could not get up this morning. Like, I just felt weird. So I got up, showered, and now I'm doing this. So I'm just gonna start answering these questions. I'm gonna try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. So without further ado, let's get started. So I had a few people ask, when is my baby due? My due date is February 19th. So today it is February 12th. So exactly 1 week from today is my due date. A couple people also asked what was the hardest part of pregnancy and what was the easiest part of pregnancy. So I think the easiest part is probably between like the first and second trimester, once you start feeling better but you don't look pregnant or anything or you don't really feel any different, maybe tired, maybe a little bit more tired, or weird things might gross you out or whatever, but for the most part, like, you still look the same, you still really feel the same, and especially once your energy is coming back. I guess that is the easiest part, is for me anyway, like, these are all just my opinion and my experience. The easiest part was that part of just, I didn't even know it at the time, but now I know it. The hardest part has definitely been the end. So I'm 39 weeks today, and it's a lot harder to move and get around. So I guess I don't want to say that like seeing my body change has been the hardest part, but that has been like, it's just different. Like, we got our maternity pictures back and they look beautiful, but I didn't hardly recognize myself because I don't really see myself. So that was weird. Like, that wasn't the most difficult part or anything, but with the end of pregnancy comes like a lot of just uncomfortableness. So for me, the most difficult part has been the end, and also deciding on a name. That was really hard for both of us. So another question, do I plan on giving birth naturally or with an epidural? So you can still give birth naturally even if you have an epidural. It's just a numbing thing. So I guess it takes away the naturalness if you want to be completely unmedicated, but it's still it's not a C-section. So my plan is to give birth naturally. I'm not ruling out an epidural. I kind of just want to see what happens. I think I've said this before, but I have no idea what to expect or what I'll be able to do. So I'm just excited to see what my body does. And if I feel like I want an epidural, then I'm not going to be completely closed off to the idea. And if I can do it without one, then that would be awesome, and that's what I'll do. So I'm just gonna play by ear and see what happens, but I am open to either way, being completely unmedicated or having an epidural, whatever. So that is my answer to that. This is a good one. Who do you want in the room with you when you give birth? So I thought about this question for a while because I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to have my babies naturally, so I'm really hoping that I am. And I asked my doctor months ago if there was a way to find out beforehand, and she said no. So anyway, as of right now, the only person that's going to be in there besides the medical staff is Daniel. So it's just going to be the two of us. I guess after this, maybe I'll see how it goes and if I think I want someone in there next time. But for right now, it's just going to be us. What are we going to name her? So we have like 3 different name options picked out. We're going to wait until we see her to for sure decide, just to make sure that we love the name on, like, for her, you know. Like, some people know way ahead of time, and we haven't known, like, right off the bat. We didn't have anything picked out or set on, so we're gonna wait until we see her to make sure that the name that we like really fits, and if not, then we'll pick a different one. Am I nervous to give birth? If so, about what? I am kind of nervous, but kind of not nervous. I think I would probably be more nervous for the second, like for the subsequent children. Like, I don't know what to expect right now. I mean, I know it's gonna hurt, but you know, I have never done it before, so I don't have any experience. So I'm just kind of nervous because I know it's gonna hurt. So I guess that's what I'm most worried about. And actually, or not most worried, the thing I'm most nervous about is like the afterbirth, because I have no idea. I haven't heard many people talk about how that goes. So whatever, if I can have her naturally or C-section, I want to make sure that I remember how that happens so I can tell you guys, because I just don't know what happens. And I've heard it's obviously it's not quite as painful as pushing out the baby, and you're distracted at that point, but I don't know. That is what I'm more nervous about than actually giving birth, is like the afterbirth. And I guess they have to like push on your stomach after, and that just sounds painful. So those are the two things that I'm more nervous about. This is another good question. These are all pretty good questions. Has there been anything surprising, something no one talks about so you didn't know? I kind of got to think about this one for a second. I did start swelling a lot the past few weeks, and that was something people obviously talk about, but I don't know, that was surprising to me. I didn't know that would happen, and I got these weird, like if I sit funny, or even like the leggings I'm wearing right now are pretty tight around the bottom, so they'll probably leave a line. Like everything leaves a mark on me. But yeah, I don't know, I can't think of anything right now. I'll probably think of something surprising after I'm done filming this video, so I feel like that's a lame answer. I'm sorry. What were my first signs of pregnancy? The 2 days before I found out. I found out at 3 weeks and 2 days. I was super early, so I hadn't even missed my period yet. The only thing that gave it away was like 2 days before I found out, Daniel's cologne smelled funny to me, and that was really the only thing. And like I kind of knew that I might be pregnant, or like there's a good chance I could be, so yeah. Nothing very fun there. Do you think being young affected the way people treated you as a pregnant woman? I don't know if it has, or if it's been more my mentality that people are going to, so I just assume they're going to. But for the most part, people have been really nice, and I haven't even had anyone in public like come up to me and try to touch my belly or anything weird like that. So, and I think for a while, like I didn't show I wasn't really showing till pretty far along. And so by the time I've been like showing quite a bit, no, like nothing weird like that has happened. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the fact of being young and being like really recently married made me think people would treat me weird, but everyone's been nice to me, so I haven't had any issues with that. Another question, did you get stretch marks? I haven't gotten any on my belly that I'm aware of, or like my sides or back or hips. And I'll like ask Daniel periodically like if I have any, not because I really care if they're there, I just can't see them. So I'm just wondering. I have gotten some on my chest, which I've had before. I'm sure that might change again because milk, you know. But so yeah, no, as far as I know, haven't gotten stretch marks on my belly. And yeah, this was one of my favorite questions, and it just made me laugh. Does it hurt your belly button to be 9 months pregnant? So my belly button is sticking out a ton. It doesn't hurt, it feels funny, like it just, the texture of my belly button feels funny, like to touch. I remember it being sensitive at one point, but that was weeks ago. So yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's definitely a weird feeling, and I didn't think my belly button would poke out just because I had like the biggest innie ever. So I figured it would just get really big, but I didn't think it would poke out. So it has, and that surprised me. That's something that surprised me, was my belly button poking out. I didn't know it would do that. Another good question, has intimacy changed during pregnancy? Again, this is just like my experience, and I'm obviously not going to go into like depth really because it's a personal question, but for us, I mean, obviously it's gonna change because there's like a basketball in my belly, but the point of being intimate is just spending time together really, and so we obviously still make that a point, but how it looks does change because you literally become a beached whale at a certain point and can't move anymore. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. How many children do you think you will have? I always said 5. So I don't know, I think between 3 and 5 would be a good number, but we'll see what God's plans are for that. The last question that I have for you guys is, were you and your husband trying? And the answer is no, we were not. So we got married in March, found out we were pregnant in June. We were not trying. We were planning to wait for at least a year and then start trying, but God had other plans for us. So that is what happened there. I hope that answers the questions you guys have. Hopefully a little girl will be here any day now. It's getting close. The doctor's appointment went well yesterday, so if you watch one of my previous videos about my doctor's appointment, I was a little over 3 centimeters and 70% of face. So once I thin out a little bit more, hopefully things will get moving. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, you can definitely leave them down below and I will get back to you down there. But anyways, thank you for watching and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye!